Boxted House nestles cosily in the bottom of the small valley of the Glem, tributary of the Stour. It has been home to Poolies for 6 centuries. The church is virtually the family's private chapel and lies amid fine chestnuts on a hill overlooking the house, as if keeping spiritual watch over it. The medieval church was converted in the mid-17th century with the addition of a red brick Poolie chapel. Family pews for the house and its servants were inserted in the north aisle. Both have decorative Jacobean-style screens. The curious gallery in the chancel arch is Victorian. Indeed, the late 19th century restoration was so careful that Victorian and Jacobean are barely distinguishable. Boxted is for Poolie monuments. There are Poolies from floor to ceiling, Poolies in woods and stone, Poolies in brass and alabaster, and from the Middle Ages to the present day. In Boxted we walk on Poolies, talk of Poolies, and, if their ashes are dust, breathe Poolies. For the most part, they are represented by handsome floor stones, rarely noticed features of English churches, beautiful in their calligraphy and dignified in their sentiment. But the 2 earliest effigies are from the Tudor period, of William and Alice Poolie, he dying in 1587, she 10 years earlier. He wears armour, and she an Elizabethan dress. They are carved from oak, black with age, and lie serene in the light streaming from their estates outside. The contrast could not be greater with the occupants of the Poolie chapel opposite. Though Sir John died in 1638 and his wife Abigail in 1652, their memorials were not erected until some time afterwards. Sir John's is dated circa 1675 and Abigail's 1725. The Poolies being dilatory in these matters. John Poolie was an Elizabethan mercenary who served the kings of both France and Denmark. For the latter he was awarded an honour represented by a gold frog earring. Hence, perhaps, the nursery rhyme, "A frog he would a-wooing go," with its refrain of Rowley, Poolie, Gammon and Spinach. The 4 grandees of the neighbourhood are indeed Rowleys of Stoke, Poolies, Bacons and Greens. This charming attribution is dismissed in one local guide on the grounds that the song predates this particular Poolie and probably refers to a chicken roll or poulet. I prefer the legend. Despite 50 years between them, both statues are characteristic English Baroque monuments, the later the more purely classical, with Ionic pilasters replacing the earlier paraphernalia of curtains, consoles and putti. The alabaster statues form a fine swagger pair. Sir John is portrayed with mustachio and pointed beard, one hand on hip and the other lifting his cloak to reveal an armoured leg. Abigail's is more demure, yet a voluptuous figure is evident under a classical toga. On the west wall of the chapel is a lengthy family tree of Poolies from the 14th century to today. The chapel window is full of Poolie crests and shields, filtering the sunlight and revealing the old house in the distance.